Step right up and ring the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are really sucking the ball. Not those home runs over the wall. These time, where's the time? Everybody's got love to meet the NBT of New York. All the butchers and the baker and the people on the streets, where they go to meet the Mets. All their confidence, the cheering and the jumping in their seats, where they go to meet the Mets. All the fans are true to the origin, so hurry up and come on down, 'cause we got ourselves a ball of the Mets of New York town. Give 'em a yell, give 'em a hey, and let 'em know you're rooting to stay. Come on and meet the Mets, meet the Mets. Step right up and meet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are really sucking the ball. Not those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's got love to meet the NBTS Mets of New York. Hey, welcome everybody. This is CP Cards and Dice. Welcome to your home for tutorial strategy, player profiles, history reviews, news, tips, tops, baseball cards, rants, and so much more. Today we present the 1976 Yankees using inside pitch baseball. I hope everybody's doing well. I see Rick says hello. I understand that, Rick. I'm the same way. A lot of times I'm in the middle of my day, man, but I want to touch base. I listen to a lot of stuff in my car throughout the day. I've got baseball playing on my radio all day long because I do a lot of work through going from place to place, and I get an opportunity to do that. So yeah, a lot of times I don't pop in, or when I do pop in, it's just for a second. But later I turn it on. I just listen to the comments that are made and the narration and so on and so forth. All right, so what do we have here? Second game of a doubleheader. First game was won by Vita Blue over Ed Figueroa by a score of 4-1. Big hit in that game was the second baseman, Phil Garner's 3-run home run. And that was really the big hit in that game against Ed Figueroa. Vita Blue was really masterful, pretty much. It was Raleigh Fingers who came in the ninth, but because we just ran out of endurance, basically. So Blue was pulled, and then they brought in Raleigh Fingers, and Raleigh Fingers finished it off. And here we have, this is the fourth game of the series between the A's at New York Yankees. And for the A's, it's going to be Bert Campaneris leading off. Don Baylor, the right fielder, batting second. Batting third is Joe Rudy. This is the first game he's played in the 4-game set. He's in left field. Batting cleanup is Sal Bando, the third baseman. Billy Williams, the DH. Gene Tennis, the first baseman, batting sixth. Claudell Washington, batting seventh in center field. Phil Garner, the second baseman. And Larry Haney, the catcher, batting ninth. If you go and you get the 1977 Topps cards, what you're going to get is basically you're not going to get the stars that were there throughout the big years. Basically, everybody becomes a free agent, I think, like right at the end of September. So by the time they take the pictures of these cards, those guys are not around. And who am I talking about? Gene Tennis, Raleigh Fingers, Joe Rudy, Sal Bando, they're all gone.
To get those guys, you got to get the 76 set. I have the 76 set. I'm not pulling it out. Yes, Phil Garner. Scrap. I think it was called like Scrap Iron. Wasn't that his nickname? Scrap Iron, something like that. He was a feisty type guy. And we're gonna get started. It's Dave Pagan. Dave Pagan. This is the last we'll see of Dave Pagan. He's going to move to Baltimore. He's got a Baltimore Oriole card. He starts the year with the Yankees, moves over to Baltimore. There's a big trade that the Yankees make with the Orioles, where the Yankees get Doyle Alexander. They get Kenny Holtzman from the Orioles, and they give up a few guys. They give up Rick Dempsey. They give up Dave Pagan. They give up a few different. Let's take a quick peek at who they give up. Rick Dempsey goes. Guys that kind of make Tippy Martinez goes. So you got Tippy Martinez is going in a couple of days. I think this is the last week, right? Back then in 76, it was June 15th. And that's when they made the trade. Ellie Hendricks, actually, I know he comes over to the Yanks, but he's got a Baltimore Oriole card. So he may come to the Yanks and then go back to the Orioles. I'm not sure. Rudy May goes as well. So that's what you got. And we're going to get started. Now, the way you play inside pitch is you roll a six-sided for the column and then a white-sided for a 2d6. One is red for the column, one is white for the row. And you start with the pitcher, and then that will guide you as to whether you go to the batter or you go to the ballpark card, Yankee Stadium, 1976. Fascinating system, a lot of fun. And then you have the 20-sided die, which is going to give you other information that you may need. And we're ready to roll. It's going to be David Pagan. Dave Pagan was 2-5 with a 4.73 RA in 70 innings pitched in 76. He'll be facing Stan Bonson for the A's. 8-7 with a 3.34 ERA in 143 innings pitched. Now, I guess pitching-wise, the advantage goes to the A's. This, keep in mind, is the second game of a doubleheader. The A's won the first game, so it's usually tough to sweep a doubleheader. So my money is going to rest with the Yankees, but you never know. And here you have both Billy Martin as the manager for the Yankees, and then you're going to have Jack McKeon as manager for the A's to begin the 1977 season as far as these cards are concerned. The A's may have multiple changes after that because the A's have a terrible season in 1977. Let me take a quick peek at the season that they had. You get your ballpark card, and I believe it doesn't give you it doesn't give you the actual record. That's, I think, another company does that. I'm not sure which one it is. Anyway, let's get started. Let's roll. Here's the first pitch. Dave Pagan looks in for the sign. Bert Campaneris steps in the box. Campaneris 4-4. And he's a right-handed batter, so that's going to be a potential walk. But a 20 is way higher than the 14 on his walk column. So we're going to roll again. It's a 1-2, and that's a star line 6, which is a fly ball center field. And Mick the Quick settles under it, makes the catch, and that retires the side. One away. Don Baylor batting second. And that's going to be a 5-6. That's going to be a potential strikeout. And a 2 is strike 3. High Cheese gets Baylor. 2 down. For Dave Pagan, Joe Rudy steps in the box. He's a right-handed batter, batted .270, hit 13 home runs. That's a 6-4. And that's going to be a range play ballpark. So that means that we bring the ballpark in there. And 1-3 is a range on the shortstop. Range on the shortstop, 2, and I think he's a 3. I'm pretty sure he's a 3. He's actually a 2. So he makes the play, long throw from the hole, and that's out number 3. That's going to be 6-3, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. Nice and easy. Easy peasy for Stan Bonson. I'm sorry, for Dave Pagan. Stan Bonson now on the mound against Mick the Quick. Mickey Rivers batted .312. He was in the top 10, I believe, in 1976. With us, what is he doing? He's batting .314. Batted .312 in reality, batting .314 with us. 172 at bats. We've almost reached the a third of the way through the season, right? Approximately, we're closing in on 60 games. What's our record? Let's see. Actually, we've got 50 games, 46 games. We're 29-17. I think that was the exact same record as the Yankees had in 1976 at this point. 2-5. 2-5 is going to be a potential error on the throw. If there's a throw on this, we don't know that that's going to happen. It's a 4-6, and that's a line shot opposite field single for Mickey Rivers. He's on at first. Always a dangerous player. That one is going to allow him to get the lead. So we're going to roll again for the stolen base. And we roll an 18, and that's not going to do it, I don't think. 0-0, 17. Let's look at the catcher, I believe is Larry Haney. He's got a 0. And the throw from Haney, and Rivers is out at second base. Caught stealing. 2-6. Roy White. 1 down. That was fast. That's going to be a 6-6, and that's going to be Roy White is batting from the left side. He's a switch hitter. So it's going to be a walk plus. A walk plus against a righty is a 28. We roll an 8. That's ball 4. White is on at first. We're going to roll for the lead, and a 20 is not going to do it. That may be a pickoff. We got a pickoff 1-6. Holy smokes. And nope, back in time at first base, and now it's Thurman Munson. 6-6 is, again, he's batting righty. That's going to be a blank. We're rolling off Munson. That's foul back. And it's a 3-4, and that's going to be a question mark 8 on a 6, and that against a righty. And that's going to be in the gap, and that's going to split the outfielders all the way to the wall. Roy White with 1 out. Roy White with 1 out, a 3-4. We're going to try to score because I think that the double to center is a +1. +1. White is, speed-wise, is a 4, so that's a 5. Our center fielder is Claudell Washington. Let's take a look if he has any effect on this situation. He's a 0 in center field, so that's going to be a 5 or less. So we're going to roll 2d6 on the throw chart. That's a 5. He is safe. So it's an RBI double by Thurman Munson, the 76 MVP, a.k.a. the Walrus, a.k.a. the captain. Yanks are up 1-0 on the double by Munson. Chris Chambliss. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Chris Chambliss. He's a 290 hitter who really, really struggled to start the year. And he was batting about 190. Well, he's raised his average 60 points in the last month. So he's up to, from 190, he's batting 251 now. He's got 11 doubles, 4 triples, 3 home runs. He's got 30 RBIs and close to 200 at-bats. So he's more, 250, much more respectable than where he was. And he's a 290 hitter. So he's basically hit into some tough luck. So Munson is at second. Chambliss on at first, and we're going to pitch to Chambliss, see what happens. Here's the pitch. It's a 1-2, and that's a star line. That's not what we wanted to see. And that's a ground ball third base. Munson to third. So that is 2 out. Munson at third base now. Carlos May. Carlos May is up. And then it's going to be – no, Lou Piniel's not playing today. Carlos May. Let's go, Carlos. Left-handed batter. Here's the pitch from Bonson. 3-6. 3-6 is ballpark. Ballpark is 3-3, and that's going to be star line 1, which is fly ball center field in the gap. And over is Washington, and he gets there, and that retires the side. Yanks pick up 1. And at the end of 1, it's Yankees up 1-0. All right. Let's see. Sal Bando leading it off. Sal Bando, this is his last year. He becomes a free agent and goes to Milwaukee. Plays for Milwaukee, with Milwaukee for 5 years, and then moves on and retires, I believe. I don't think he plays with anybody else after those 5 seasons with the Milwaukee Brewers. 5-3 from Pagan, and that's going to be a potential error. We don't know what that means. Let's find out. 2-6, that's popped up shortstop. 15 is not going to be an error. So the shortstop, who was it? It was a Stanley or Mason today? Jim Mason gets there, makes the catch. 1 down. Billy Williams. Billy Williams is another one. I don't even think I have a card for him in 77. Let's see. Nope. Do not have a card for Billy Williams in 77. I do have a card for Stan Bonson, the pitcher today. There's Stan Bonson. Let's pull that up. I have Mike Norris. I have Vida Blue. I got Phil Garner. I have Larry Haney, Bill North. I got a few guys here, but most of the guys are in the 76 set. I mean, it's basically a 2-for-1 sale with the A's. Closeout sale. Charlie O. Finley, he was a little bit of a wackadoodle for sure. I just picked up a book about the Oakland A's. And it's a funny 70s book, or the title is interesting. Let me take a quick peek tell you what book it is. Just picked up the book, and I'm waiting for it to arrive. I think it was like $3. You can pick a lot of. ID Gestures playing right now. ID Gestures doing. I think it was Inside Pitch as well. 2019 Minnesota at New York, Game 1. I will check that out as well. He's always a blast to listen to. Let's see. This is the name of the book I got on the Oakland A's. It's called. Somebody recommended Big Hair and Plastic Grass: A Funky Ride Through Baseball and America in the 70s. That's very cool. The one I got on the A's is Dynastic, Bombastic, Fantastic, Reggie, Catfish, Charlie, Finley's something. So that's a really cool book that should have a lot of anecdotes about the Oakland A's as well. All right, just one out, Billy Williams. And let's get the crowd back into the game. I don't like when it's so quiet. There he goes. All right, Billy Williams. Let's get the roll for Billy. Here's a Pagan 2-3, and that's range play. So that's good for Williams. So that's foul ball. Again, Williams, and that's a 4-2, and that's going to be a ground ball 3 range play. And that's a ball that Chambliss gets to. He's going to race Williams to the bag, and Chambliss gets there. That's 2-away. Gene Tennis. Gene Tennis, man, he's a hero of, I believe it was the 72 series. Hit, 3, 4, 5 home runs, something like that. That's a 2-4. That's a blank on Pagan's card. So we're looking at Tennis's card, a 3-5, and that's a star line 2. Ground ball shortstop. Mason up with it, fires to first, and gets his man. Craig Nettles leading it off against Stan Bonson. 3-3. This will be a potential walk. An 11 against a righty. That's a 12, but it's a -2. So no, we're going to roll off Nettles' card. And that's a 2-3, and that's going to be line base hit center field. Playing it on a hop is Claudel Washington. Nettles on with a single. Next is Oscar Gamble, and that's a 3-6. That's ballpark card for Gamble, so he may have a chance to hit one out. It's a 3-2, and that's a deep drive center field. And against a righty, that ball's gone. Home run, Oscar Gamble. He connected with that fastball and drove it deep to center field. And he's showing off his power on that one. It's 3-0 Yankees on a 2-run homer by Oscar Gamble. I mean, you knew that was gone right off the bat. And Oscar Gamble is a guy who's really struggled throughout the season as well, and he needs to get going. Willie Randolph. Randolph started in a funk for sure, batting under the Mendoza line. All of a sudden he's batting 300. Now he's at 285. Lately he hasn't been hitting very much, but let's see if he can get going today. 4-1. That's a ballpark card. Let's get that back. He's not a home run hitter, so it's doubtful to see a home run from him. But it's going to be a ground ball first base. Ground ball first base, and taking it himself is Gene Tennis. Jim Mason, the batter. Jim Mason is batting 227. He's a horrible batter. I mean, he batted 180. The fact that he's batting 227 is like, holy smokes. Just a lot of good rolls. All the rolls that Chambliss doesn't get, Mason gets. 3-5, and that's a range play. Range play 6-5, and that's a range center field and 1. And great catch, diving catch by Claudell Washington to rob Jim Mason of potentially an extra base hit, but at least a single for sure. Holy smokes, Claudell Washington in center field. What a play. All right. Claudell Washington. No, it's Mickey Rivers. Mick the Quick. We're still with the Yankees. They're 2 outs now. Here's the pitch. Nobody on. 2 out. 6-2. Yeah, that's going to be a strikeout. 19. No, that's way too high for Rivers. He's not a guy who swings and misses very often. 6-1. That's a ground ball. First base. Tennis better hurry. And he beats Rivers to the bag. And that's the 3rd out. So Mick the Quick. Boy, he can fly. Claudell Washington. What a great play. It's a lefty batter. Batted .257. Hit 5 home runs and almost 500 at bats. 4-1. Against a lefty, that's a walk plus. Walk plus is against a righty 17. We roll a 5. So that's ball 4. 3-2 pitch high outside, and that sends Claudell Washington to first. Now we're going to try to get a lead. That's a 9. He is a 9 unless Pagan takes anything away. -1. So, no, he doesn't get the lead. There you go. Phil Scrap Iron Garner. Hit a big 3-run homer in game 1 of this doubleheader. 4-2 is a blank, so we're rolling off Garner's card. A 5-1 is a star line. Ground ball third base to Nettles. Nettles is going to try for 2 to second base. And let's see what happens here. Oh, and back to first in time. Double play. 5, 4, 3. Round the horn double play for the Yanks. Started by Nettles. Greg Nettles, one of the top fielding third basemen in 1976. He's a 5 range. Greg Nettles. And we're going to just double check on that. We did that really fast. It's a 2. Yeah, we were right. Plus, we actually had a 4 on that. We rolled a 1. Larry Haney with nobody on, 2 out. 2-5. And that's a potential strikeout, but a 19 is way high. It's a 4-4. It's a ground ball second base. And that's Randolph. Makes the play, and that retires the side. Roy White is leading it off here in the bottom of the 3rd. Pitch from Stan Bonson. 1-4, and that's a potential strikeout of 5. Is going to no way. Roy White fouls it off. 4-2, and that's popped up to the right side. And first baseman Tennis over. 1 down. Thurman Munson next. That's a 5-1. That's a strikeout. 18 fouls it off Munson's card. 6-6. And that's a ground ball, pulled down the line, and past the third baseman Bando into left field. Munson's thinking about 2, changes his mind, goes back to first. So it's a single to left for Thurman Munson. Thurman Munson's going to try to get a lead, but that 15 is not going to do it. Way too high. And it's Chris Chambliss. Chambliss 0 for 1. That's a 3-3, and that's going to be a potential walk. And a 3, maybe a walk. We're -2 on that. And that's ball 4. So Chambliss on at first. We got Chambliss at first. We got Munson at second. We got 1 out. We got the bottom of the 3rd. Yankees are up 3-0. Here's the pitch to Carlos May. It's a 6-1 range play at the ballpark. Oh, that's a lot. A lot going on there. Range play at the ballpark. So I grabbed the green to remember all that. That's going to be a 3-4, and that's a pulled deep drive for Carlos May into right field corner. This may carry. We don't know that it will. We rolled a 7. May against a righty, and no, it's not going to be a, let's see. That is going to be a caught. So that's going to be caught by the left fielder. And that's going to be out and out. Let's see. Anybody on third base? No. No, that's not a left fielder. That's a right fielder. That's a pull side. So that's a pull side. So caught by the right fielder. Everybody holds. But let me correct that because I wrote the left field. For example, well, the left fielder is automatic, and then you got to adjust it. I'm using ball score to keep my data for me. So that's going to be a fly ball to right. And I'm not going to advance anybody on that. I'm not going to worry about that right now. We have a range play, though, as well. We have a range play, so that's a tricky one. See, there's a lot of stuff going on. So we have a range. Let's see. So if he doesn't get to it, right field. All right, so we got to slow down sometimes. That's the thing. I'm still learning this game. So the right fielder is going to be Washington's in center. Baylor's in left. And Rudy. Where's Rudy? Wait a second. Let's check this out here. Hold on here. Right fielder's Baylor. Wow, they put him in right field? Yeah, he is in right field. All right, so he's a +2. Well, he's going to be a range of 3. So we got to roll. All right, let's see what happens. This still could be a hit. So it's not an out yet. It's not a home run. And it is a 3, so that's Baylor makes the catch. And that's 2 outs. All right, so we settle that. So luckily we caught that. We're going a little bit fast on that. So there's some issues that you got to pay attention to, and that's why I had the green in my hand, because you're going to roll range unless it's a home run. So you got to remind yourself, hey, listen, it's not a home run, so then I got to roll range, because if it's not a home run, he catches it. But if it's a range check, then he potentially could not reach it, not get to the ball, and it could fall in for a single or a double. It depends. So there's a lot of stuff going on, and that's the beauty of this game. Hey there, Mr. Molly's in town. To get the rules tied up. Yes, I've been playing one game almost a day, pretty much, inside pitch. Yes, listen, you're going to love it more the more you play. All right? You're going to love it more the more you play. Yes, you need to think through the runner advancement rules. You're not the only one. We all do. But eventually, once you see, a lot of the times it's getting into the designer's head. What he was trying to do, because all designers kind of have a system that they're using. Once you figure out what that system is and you can align your brain to the mechanic that designer had in mind when he designed the game, then it flows much smoother. Doesn't mean you're going to be perfect. It means that it's going to flow much quicker, much smoother. All right, so I got some cards outside of line of sight here. So yes, so absolutely, my brother. I got 2017 season with the game and grabbed the PDF on the 2019 season. Hey, STM is in the house. Oh, what I love listening to STM. He is a blast. He is a blast. I'm just giving you guys a heads up. Classic baseball radio broadcasts. If you guys are not checking that out, you are missing a treasure. You are missing a buried treasure that you're not digging up. All right, check out classic baseball radio broadcast. It's not good for modern games, but for anything from the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. Not only that, I'm going to give you guys a secret because you're here right now. It gives you the actual commercials from that era. And basically, it's telling you what was important in that era. And it's a whole different world. Okay, it's a totally different world. I mean, really, and it's like time travel. If you want to get into a time travel machine and go back into the 60s and 70s and hear authentic play-by-play, radio play-by-play with the actual commercials that were on radio at that time, it's called classic baseball radio broadcasts. What an amazing bit of history, and why every game is not accessible to us, 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s. What are they holding what is MLB doing with all the replays of the actual TV broadcasts of those games? Why don't they start a channel? And this may exist, and you guys may say, hey, dummy, this exists. But why don't they start a channel that's just, retro baseball? Games from the 60s, games from the 70s, games from the 80s, and just play that all day long. What do they lose? Keeping those those games sitting in storage is not going to make you anything, but putting them out there and having people go back and relive their youth, hey, that's way better. Salvador America in the house. Welcome. All right, what's going on here? Got sidetracked a little bit. All right, 2 outs, first and second, and Greg Nettles. That's a 2-3. So the pitch from Bonson, a 2-3, and that's going to be range play. So this is pretty good for Nettles. So I got the green in my hand, and I'm going to re-roll. So that's going to be a 3-5, and this is going to be a star line 2, which is a ground ball first base, and that's tennis at first. So it's a ground ball hit hard at tennis at first. Now, we don't know if he's going to get to it. We're going to see, and he does. Nice play by Tennis, and he flips to the pitcher, Bonson covering, and they get Nettles. Holy smokes. Gene Tennis flashing the leather at first base. And that's going to be a 3-1, so that's a D on the ball score, which I'm still learning. And we go to Bert Campaneris. Bert Campaneris now. Bert Campaneris against Dave Pagan. 3-0 Yankees in the top of the fourth. That's a 1-2, and that's a potential walk. A 4 is going to be ball 4 to Bert Campaneris. Now, he's not a guy that you want to trust on the bases because he's going to take off on you. And that's a 1, so he's running. There he goes, and he's like a flash. You're talking about 16, 15, and he is out. Oh, what a throw by Thurman Munson. The throw was perfect, and he guns down Bert Campaneris, who stole 54 bases in 1976. So that's going to be a caught stealing, and it's Don Baylor. That's a 6-2, and that's going to be ballpark. And a 5-6 is going to be a line shot right field base hit for Don Baylor. Don Baylor's on at first, and guess what? Don Baylor is another guy who runs. I mean, these Oakland A's are not shy. Don Baylor, the guy's like 6'6", 250 pounds, and he stole 52 bases. Okay? I can barely make it to my refrigerator. This guy stole 52 bases. All right? He's taller and heavier than I am, and he stole 52 bases. All right. So that's a 7. He's got a 7, but again, it's a -1, so he's not going to get the lead on this. Joe Rudi. Joe Rudi becomes a free agent and gets a big contract with the Oakland A's. This is an interesting character, Joe Rudi. I don't have Joe Rudi's 77 card. I have Joe Rudi's 76 card. Let's pull the Oakland A's because this story is so interesting. Joe Rudi. Here he is. He's got a very cool 76 card. Always one of my favorite players. Where is he? There he is. That's Joe Rudi. Joe Rudi signed a huge contract with the California Angels. But if you look at Joe Rudi's history, he had like 2 good seasons. Joe Rudi hit 22 home runs in 74, 21 home runs in 75. He batted .305 in 1972. Those were the highlights of his career. Actually, wait, yep. For a full season, no. He had one other, he batted, that's it. Those are his highlights of his whole career up to the point where he signed a big, huge contract with California, and I don't even think he played out his whole contract. He was injured like every year. Joe Rudi, there he is right there, okay? Let me move these to the side. I got my 76 set. For the A's, you need a 76 set. For the rest of the teams, you need a 77 set if you want to, look at what's going on here. But I can't mix up my cards. I got to put them back in their place. All right, so it's Dave Pagan versus Joe Rudi. Runner on first and 1 out. Here's the pitch. Pagan, a 2-3 is a range play. So we're looking at a range play. And the way I remember that is I hold on to the green die. 5-3. 5-3 is going to be a range play against a righty. It's going to be a ball line to left field, and right there is Roy White. That's against a righty. So if it had been a lefty, it'd be an automatic double. So it seems that he hit a little bit better against lefties than he did against righties because he's got a split there against lefty. That's a single, a split there. That's a double. So let's roll for Roy White, who's a 4, and see if White gets to it. And he does. Roy White got a great jump on that ball. I mean, he read it perfectly right off the bat. Roy White in left field. Yanks have actually a pretty good defensive team. Sal Bando. Sal Bando's another one who gets a big contract, but I think they're just the fact that they played on I mean, they were winners. The guys were definitely winners, but they were kind of bordering on role players. They weren't superstars. I mean, they weren't Reggie Jackson. They weren't Reggie Jackson, to be honest with you. All right. Sal Bando with 2 outs, runner on first, top of the 4th, 3-0 Yankees. Pagan, 3-2. 3-2 is a blank. We're looking on Bando's card, see what happens there. 5-1, and that's a star line, too. That's a ground ball shortstop. Mason up with it, and he throws him out, and that retires the side. So Jim Mason, good job. He was on it. He was on it all the way. Backed up for a second and then charged it a little bit. Stan Bonson against Oscar Gamble. Gamble hit a 2-run homer. That was his 2nd home run of the season. He's got 100 at-bats. He really struggled, but has raised his average of late. He's batting close to the Mendoza line at 196. He should get going. I mean, he didn't bat much better than that, to be honest with you. He batted 232. 4-5. 4-5 is a potential strikeout, and a 4, I believe, is going to be a strikeout. Strike 3 on Gamble. Curveball. Beautiful curveball. Fool's Gamble. All right, so it's Willie Randolph steps in the box now. Willie Randolph's at 283. He's got 5 doubles, 3 triples, no home runs, 12 RBIs. They picked him up from the Pittsburgh Pirates. Salvador, we'll be looking for you later. Come, yes, Utah Mike. I listen to Utah Mike every day. Love Utah Mike. All right, Willie Randolph. That's a 6-5, and that's a strikeout. No, it's not. Too high. 18 is not going to be a strikeout. Back then, these guys didn't strike out very often. So 1-2, that's line. Base hit center field. Played on a hop by Claudell Washington, and Randolph is a threat to steal. We're going to see if he can get a lead, and no, but it could be a pickoff. 1-6. And, oh, no, really, Randolph is out at first base. Picked off. Nice move by Stan Bonson. Totally surprised Randolph. And surprised me as well. Both of us got surprised. And that's going to be an assist pitcher, and the putout is the first baseman. So Randall's out, picked off at first base, and it's Jim Mason. Mason's 0 for 1 flat out to center. Mason's batting 224 and should make it out here. 6-5, that's a strikeout. A 12 is a -3. Will not be. So we're going to roll off Mason. He still has a chance to get a hit. Base hit. Line drive. Caught by the second baseman, Phil Garner. Nice catch by Garner. So he hit it right on the screws, but unfortunately, Garner was right on it. Billy Williams. Williams batted 211, 11 home runs, and 350 at-bats. So had he played the whole season, you're looking at approximately 20 home runs, which is not too shabby. Now, the 211 average is not going to cut it back then. 1-6. Potential error on a grounder only. The grounder only. So star line 2 is a grounder to short, and we roll a 9, and I believe that will be an error. Will be an error. Grounder only. So it's a failed EG. A failed EG is right there against a shortstop and boots the ball. So off his glove. Off Jim Mason's glove. So E6. Official scorer. Gene Tennis now. 1 on, nobody out. Top of the 5th. 3-0 Yankees. 2-3 range play. Range play. So we grab the green die in our hand. 5-2. And that's a potential range play on left field. Roy White. Oh, wait, that doesn't count. And it's a 1. And great play by Roy White in left field robs Gene Tennis of a what? Of a double. That would have been a double for sure. Great play by Roy White. The second play where Roy White actually takes a hit away from the A's. And now 1 on and 1 out. And it's Claudell Washington. That's a snake eyes. That's a potential strikeout, but a 16 is not going to do it. We roll off Claudell Washington 5-4, and that's a star line 3. This may be a double play. Hard hit ground ball, backhanded by Nettles. Nettles is going to try for the force at second, I believe. Let's see what he does. We don't know. We'll roll and find out. And there's no way that's going to be a double play. That's a 2. I know the pivot is a 1 and a 4. And no, Nettles is going to go and get the force. That's all he's going to get. Force at second. So that's 5-4. 2 outs. And Claudell Washington's going to try to get a lead. Let's see, a 9. And he doesn't get it. Because that's a -1 off Pagan. So Claudell Washington does not get the lead, and it's Phil Scrap Iron Garner. Garner is hit into a double play in his first at bat. There's 2 outs now. Runner on first. That's a 3-2, and that's going to be blank. So we're rolling off Garner. Garner 5-5, and that's a 20. That's a line shot left field, and White right there, and that retires the side. So Roy White is making the difference in this game. I mean, if it hadn't been for Roy White's catches so far, I mean, this game would potentially be a tie ball game. Mickey Rivers leading off against Stan Bonson. Bonson can go 24. I'm starting to look at endurance now. We're in the 5th inning. That's a 4-1. That's a ballpark result. Ballpark result, a 1-3, and that's a star line. Star line 2, and that's a ground ball first base. Tennis, he's there. Puts it away. Next is Roy White. That's a 5-5, and that's a star line of some kind. Star line 5, that's a fly to left. Left field. What did we say was in left field? I don't even remember. That looks like Joe Rudy's out there. Joe Rudy's the left fielder. All right. Now it's Thurman Munson. Thurman Munson's 2 for 2, batting .353. He's the AL MVP in 1976. The Walrus, the captain. 5-6 is potential error on a grounder. Grounder only. And it's 2-3, and this could be a grounder. It is a grounder to second baseman. Oh, we look at the 1, and that's going to definitely be an error. It's going to be an error on Phil Scrap Iron Garner. Didn't have to roll. I was rolling the range. It's going to be an error on Phil Garner. So it's an E4. So that's an R. And then it's going to be a E4. And that's 2 outs, runner on first. So Munson is, and we're going to try to get a lead with Munson. Let's see if we can do that. Munson is we're looking at a 3. We roll a 4. So he just misses getting that lead. Need to get that jump to get the steal. Chris Chambliss, he's 0 for 1. He's grounded out and walked. That's a 1-2, and that's a star line. Again, that's the second time we roll a star line on the pitcher. And that's a fly ball. Hit on the nose, and back a few steps is Claudell Washington. And he settles under, makes the catch, and that retires the side. We go to the top of the 6th. We're starting to move and groove now. Larry Haney leading it off against Pagan. And that's a 5-1, and that's a potential strikeout. An 8 will not be a strikeout because it's a -3 at Yankee Stadium. 2-3, and that's a ground ball up the middle and through into center field for a base hit. Larry Haney, man, the dice find his hits all the time on the Matrix. Larry Haney's on at first. He's playing it safe, going down by 3. They're going station to station with Haney. He's pretty slow. 2-3. 2-3 is a range play. Range play, we pick up the green die, 1-6, and that's going to be a range play with Chambliss. Can he make this diving play? And he does. Great play by Chambliss. Flips to Pagan covering. And, but can he try to go to second base? That's another question. Great play by Chambliss. He goes to second. Back to first. Double play. Holy smokes. Chris Chambliss, what a play. For a second there, he looked at first, and then he decided to go to second, got the runner at second, back to first. And that's a 3-6-3 double play. That was huge. So that's going to be a 3-6-3 double play, and that's 2 outs now. Base runner is erased, and it's Don Baylor. Don Baylor is a character and a half. Don Baylor started with Oakland, goes to Baltimore, or started with Baltimore, goes to Oakland, one of those. I think it's vice versa. I think he goes to Baltimore, then he goes to California with a big contract. Then he ends up with the Yankees. Then he goes to Boston. Must have played with 10 teams. Don Baylor, 2 outs, nobody on. 3-0 Yanks, top of the 6th. 4-4. And against a lefty, it's a single. Against a righty, it's a potential walk, and a 4 is going to be a walk, and that's ball 4. And Baylor's at first. We're going to try to get a lead with Baylor, and a 12 is not going to do it. He's got a 7 there, but he's not going to get it with a 12. Joe Rudy. It's the pitch from Pagan. It's a 4-6. That's a potential walk, but a 19 won't be a walk. We're rolling off Rudy's card. A snake eyes. That's lifted high fly, center field. Mickey Rivers over, settles under it, squeezes it. Bottom of the 6th. Carlos May, Stan Bonson. Bonson can go 21, so he's still got a few more batters. 5-1, a potential strikeout of 15. We're looking at Carlos May's card. 2-2, and that's a fly ball left field. Joe Rudy towards the line, makes the catch. Greg Nettles, pitch from Bonson, 3-3, potential walk, a 9, will be a walk, ball 4. So Nettles shows patience and gets on base. A hit is as good as a walk, and a walk is as good as a hit. Oscar Gamble. Oscar Gamble's got a 2-run homer. 1-2. That's star line. Boy, he's hit. I've rolled that box, that square a lot of times already, and that's a 3 matrix, and that's going to be a potential double play. That's a ground ball to the second baseman. Now Campaneris is a -1, which is basically not a good thing, but Gamble is a 1. -1, so that's going to be like there's no chance. Well, 1 and a -1, and then a -1, it's a 0. There's no chance for a double play on this. So I guess they're going to go for the fielder's choice. And what did we say? It was a 1-2, and we rolled. I think it was the second baseman, I believe. I know it's the infield, so it's going to be 4-6 fielder's choice. That's the only thing you got to, with so many numbers that you're rolling and so many times you're rolling, you got to kind of be careful that, especially when it's a star line, because you see, I have to have, this isn't, we're going and we're learning. You got to leave this star line result. Like, let's say it would have been a 3. Let's say it would have been right there. So I can't re-roll the same die. I got to leave it there. So I can always say, okay, what star line was that? So then I have to roll like a different color. I got different colors on the side. So I could roll like a yellow to represent, or I could roll a yellow to represent star line, but now it's a different color on everybody. So then you need a different number to roll for a different result, like for the double play. This could be like double play color. So you roll a double play, and sometimes I'll move them out because I don't want them to get knocked over, because I want to remember them. So there's systems that you can devise. So then that would be my double play result. But it was not a double play. It was a fielder's choice. So there's 2 outs, 1 on. Oscar Gamble on a first, Willie Randolph, the batter. So still picking up little tricks. I got to finish my game from last night. Went to bed after 15 innings. I played like a 20-inning game recently. I think it was on tape. 3-1. All right, 3-1. Stan Bonson against Willie Randolph. 3-1 is a hit by pitch. He's -3. It's a 1. Whoa, my God. And Willie Randolph is plunked. That surprised me. Willie Randolph, the only number he could have got plunked on was a 1. There it is, a 1. Because he's -3 and he's a 4, so that would have been a 1. So he must have been hit once or twice the whole season. And he gets hit here. So runners on first and second, and it's Jim Mason. Bottom of the 6th. Pitch from Bonson. This could be Bonson's last batter. Oh, no, actually goes 24. Stan Bonson. 5-3. 5-3 is a potential K, and an 8 is going to be strike 3, and that retires the side. Sal Bando leading it off, top of the 7th. Pitch from Pagan. 6-2, that's ballpark. And ballpark is 6-1, and that's a ground ball shortstop up the middle. Mason, spinorama, throws him out. Billy Williams, 1 out. 3-6. That's a potential home run. We're going to roll over here in this home run section. The 17 against a lefty. Nope, not even close. We're rolling off Williams. Williams is a 5-4 as a ground ball third base. Nettles backhands it across the diamond. Long throw in time. Greg Nettles, great play. Gene Tennis, 2 out. 3-1 against a righty is a blank. And it's a 2-4, and that's going to be Starline 6. That's popped up center field. In comes Rivers. Out goes Randolph. It's Rivers. Makes the catch, and that retires the side. Mickey Rivers leading it off, bottom of the 7th. Dan Bonson can go 24. That's a 4-5, and that's going to be a potential strikeout. We've got a 10 there. Nope. Rivers makes contact, fouls it off. 3-4 now, and this is potentially 12. And against a righty, that's going to be pulled down the line into the right field corner. After it is Baylor, mishandles it and misplays it off the wall, really. Ball just kind of took an odd hop away from him, and around second is Rivers. He's going to make it standing up into third base. That Mickey Rivers can really fly. I mean, he stole, I think, 70-some-odd bases in 1975. Gets a triple here, a leadoff triple. What the heck? I don't know what I hit there. Got a double and an error. I don't know why I did that. Let's fix that. Let's go back, undo, and let's hit the triple real quick. Boom. Mickey Rivers with the triple. Roy White infield's in for the A's. And he's holding on no outs. That's automatic for me. That's a house rule. He's going to hold with no outs. So we're looking at a 5-5. That's a star line. Starline 4. Starline 4 is a ground ball shortstop. And Rivers is holding at third. Roy White now. They're going to walk Roy White. Thurman Munson. They're going to walk Thurman Munson intentionally. So they're going to walk Thurman Munson to pitch to Chambliss. And let's see if we can bring in a lefty. Let's toggle that base on balls, make it an intentional base on balls. Let's see if we got a lefty in the bullpen. Let's look real quick at the Oakland Athletics bullpen. And Paul Lindblad, I believe, is a lefty. Paul Lindblad's in here. You get every single card, right? I think I paid $60-some-odd for this set, but you get every single card. That's nothing, all right? I mean, I've had a blast. I've had hours and hours and hours of fun for $60. Okay? Paul Mitchell, Paul Lindblad, and he's a lefty. That's exactly what we needed. Perfect. All right, Lindblad's coming in. New pitcher, Paul Lindblad, the lefty. He's going to face Chris Chambliss, who doesn't hit lefties all that well. So he gets Munson gets walked a lot intentionally, so lefties can pitch to Chambliss. So let's see if Chambliss can prove them wrong. You're sending a message to all team managers that, hey, you're not gonna walk Munson to get to me. You know that if you watch The Bronx is Burning, Billy Martin really loved Chambliss in the cleanup spot. You know, throughout the show, he's talking about how Chambliss should be in the cleanup spot because Chambliss makes contact. He was like, Reggie strikes out 200 times. Why do I want him in the cleanup spot? Martin hated Reggie in the cleanup spot. He said, this guy strikes out, doesn't make contact. He's not going to move guys over. He's not going to get runs home when he's striking out. You know, and of course, the Yankees were run by pretty much the owner was very, very outspoken. You know, George Steinbrenner, and he wanted he wanted Reggie in the cleanup spot because that's, the spot where you put your superstar power hitter. So this was an ongoing feud for the whole season between Billy and Steinbrenner. And you can see all that if you read. I think it's a book first, right? The Bronx is Burning. All right, Chris Chambliss, 1 out. Runners on first and third. I'm going to try to get a lead with Munson. Oh, Jesus. Stop. Don't roll anymore. Don't roll away from me. Get back over here. Six is not going to do it. Six, Munson is not a, he's like a 4, a 3. Yeah, he's not going to do it. Paul Lindblad is a -1. All right, so let's roll. Here's the pitch to Chris Chambliss. 3-5 against a lefty is a blank. So now Chambliss is going to have a chance to drive in a couple of runs here, at least one run. 2-6, and against a righty, that would be a double. Against a lefty, it's a fly ball. So the Oakland manager is a genius, and that was who did we say that? Jack McKeon. Based on my 77 cards, I don't know if that was the manager in 76. Probably not. I don't know. So that was a genius move by bringing Paul Lindblad. We're going to look at the fly ball because with one out, this could be a sacrifice fly. This could be a sacrifice fly. It's a 1. We need a 1 for a sacrifice fly. So let's pull these out. So remember, it was a 2-6. Okay, and we'll do the green for a sacrifice fly. Or yeah, we'll do the green for a sacrifice fly. That's a 5. That doesn't do it. Now we're going to try to score. So it was a 2-6. A 2-6 is a left field. Left field is Rudy. Let's see what kind of arm Rudy has out there. Rudy has a -1 arm. Mickey Rivers is a 4. So that's a 3. So let's see what happens here. And that's not going to do it. Actually, I think he's going to be out at home. I think Joe Rudy throws out Mickey Rivers at home. All right, let's see what happens here. 6, check the second die roll, which is a 3. Lead runner thrown out. So here's the throw to the plate. And he is out at home. Mickey Rivers thrown out. So that's going to be a double play. That's going to end the inning. Holy smokes. Joe Rudy, I mean, he played that perfectly. Got behind it. Got his momentum going forward. Took the ball. Released it immediately. And that was a strike to the catcher, Larry Haney. And he blocked the plate. He put the tag on. And we don't even think that by looking at the replay, it doesn't look like Mickey Rivers ever even got near the plate. He slid into Larry Haney's shin guard, and he was like a foot. He was a foot off the plate. The good old days when you can actually block the plate. But this is going to be a fly ball tag double play, and it's going to be a 7-2. Right? Well, it would be a 7-7. I guess. Let's see, 7-7-4, 7-7-6. No, 7-7-2. There it is. I couldn't find it. Double play, and that retires the side. Holy smokes, that was exciting. Play at the plate. So Chambliss had a chance to get a hit, lost that. Then had a chance to get a sacrifice fly. He lost that. My cat hairs. Can't get my cat hairs. All right, there it is. Claudell Washington against Pagan. Pagan's pitched a hell of a ball game. That's a double question mark, so that's going to be on this side, and that's an 11 against a lefty, and that's ground ball up the middle and base hit center field. So Claudell Washington, and Washington at 11 doesn't get the lead. And it's going to be Phil Garner. 1 on, nobody out. 6-3. 3-0 Yankees in the top of the 8th inning. That's a 6-3. That's against a righty. That's going to be a K+. A K+ is going to be a 16, and we rolled a 3. That's strike 3. 1 on, 1 out. Larry Haney next. Larry Haney's been on fire. He's been hitting this whole series. 4-5, that's a potential strikeout, and a 9 won't do it because it's a -3. So it's a 4-4, and that's a ground ball second base. We're looking for a double play here, so let's put that to the side. 4-4, a double play, and a 5 is not going to do it. No way. Oh, well, he's a 3. Wait a second. Hold on a second. A 3. And what did we say it was? It was a 4-4. That's a 4. Our pivot advantage. No. We got it up to 4, but we rolled a 5. So that's going to be a 4-6 fielder's choice. So 1 out, 2 out. 2 out and 1 on. Larry Haney's on at first, and Bert Campaneris. Top of the 8th. That's a 4-6, a 4-6, a potential walk, a 10, and that's ball 4, so Campy walks. And now I believe Pagan is tired. So we're going to pull Pagan, who's pitched a 3-hitter through 7 2/3. You know what? We're going to let him go to one more batter. Let's let him go to one. You know what? Wait a second. It's Don Baylor. Don Baylor has tremendous power, and he's a right-hander. We're going to bring in Dick Tidrow. We're not going to risk this because we're going to bring in Dick Tidrow. So Tidrow's in for the Yanks. Righty versus righty. Dick Tidrow, new pitcher. Now, Dick Tidrow, where's he at? He's at 2.86 ERA. 28 innings pitched. He's allowed 26 hits in 28 innings, 15 strikeouts. So that's perfect. I mean, he had a 2.63 ERA. In our replay, he's got a 2.86 ERA. So let's see what he can do against Don Baylor. But Don Baylor is the tying run. And Don Baylor hit 15 home runs, which is not a lot, and 600 bats. So that's like 7 home runs and 300 bats. That wouldn't impress me if I saw you had 7 home runs and 300 bats. So Dick Tidrow looks in for the sign, sets and deals. 5-1. 5-1 is going to be ballpark. Uh-oh. Ballpark, Yankee Stadium. Let's see what happens. And that's a 2-1, and that's going to be line center field base hit for Don Baylor. And we're going to stop Haney. We're down by 3. Let's stop Haney with 2 outs. Let's stop Haney at third base. I don't even want to risk it at this point. Why risk it? That's not going to help us. Joe Rudy. Here's a pitch from Tidrow. Bases are loaded. There's 2 outs. It's top of the 8th. Yanks are up 3-0. So you got Haney at third. You got Campaneris at second. You got Don Baylor at third. And this is the last year, 76, that you're ever going to see these guys on the same team. Campaneris goes to Texas. Rudy goes to California. Banda goes to the Brewers. Gene Tennis goes to the Padres. So those guys are all gone after this season. So it's Joe Rudy with the bases loaded against Dick Tidrow. Here's the pitch. That's a 3-2, and that's going to be a blank. So this is going to go to Rudy's card. Let's see what happens. That's a snake eyes, and that's a line drive center field. Racing in is Rivers. He gets there. Great play by Mickey Rivers. The final out of the inning, Mickey Rivers. 2 runners on base. You cannot have 2 runners on base. What? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. What happened there? Yeah, that was a fly ball center field. Okay, great. So great play by Mickey Rivers, top of the 8th, go to bottom of the 8th. It's going to be Carlos May, Greg Nettles, and Oscar Gamble. So Joe Rudy lines it to center field, and Mickey Rivers got a great jump, made a nice catch, and the A's leave 3 and score none, and it's still a shutout, 3-0 Yankees in the bottom of the 8th. It's Carlos May. Paul Lindblad. That's a 2-5. A 2-5 is a blank. We're rolling off Carlos May's card. That's a 4-6. 4-6 is a fly ball left field. Roy White makes the catch. Greg Nettles is next. And that's a 3-6. That's a potential walk. A 2 is going to be ball 4. So Nettles walks. Nettles is a potential. Oh, he gets it. Unless there's a -1. Nope, he doesn't get the lead. Oscar Gamble. 1-4. That's a blank. Let's see what Gamble can do. He's got a 2-run homer already. 5-2. And that's line and caught by the shortstop. We're going to roll. I think it's a 1. We rolled a 2 for a double play. Shortstop, runner on first, shortstop, runner on first, shortstop is a 1. So I was right for the double play. We roll a 2. So it's a line out 6. Line out to 6. And it's Willie Randolph. Willie Randolph. All right, so it's 1 on, 2 out. Paul Lindblad looks in for the sign. Pitch to Randolph. Randolph is 1 for 2 today and was hit by a pitch. That's a 4-1. That's a potential strikeout. A 7. It's not going to do it. Not at Yankee Stadium. That's a 4-4, and that's going to be a ground ball up the middle, and Campaneris reaches it. The spinorama and throws him out. Great play by Bert Campaneris. And that retires the side. We go to the top of the ninth. Let's see Tidrow. Tidrow had 10 saves. We're going to leave Tidrow in there. We usually bring Lyle in, but we got a righty and a lefty and a righty. So we're going to leave Dick Tidrow in there. He's going to be Sal Bando, Billy Williams, Gene Tennis, 3-0 Yankees, top of the ninth, Yankee Stadium. This is the second game of a doubleheader. And at the beginning of this game, I told you to put your money on Philip Reynolds in the house. I told you to put your money on the Yankees. Why? Because it's really, really tough to win both games to sweep a doubleheader. It's really tough. It is. Sal Bando. Dick Tidrow looks in for the sign. 4-5 against a righty. That's a walk plus. That's not what we wanted to see. And that's going to be ball 4. Bless you. So Bando leads us off, and he's on. And it's Billy Williams. It's a pitch from Tidrow, 2-5 against a lefty. That's going to be blank. And a 6-6 is line base hit in the corner, cut off quickly by the right fielder Gamble, and he gets it in. An S9. They're going to hold Bando up on this. We're not going to take any extra bases right now. We're down by 3, so we need base runners. So let's play it safe. Let's be smart. Gene Tennis. So up is Sparky Lyle in the dugout, in the bullpen. And it's Gene Tennis, Dick Tidrow. Gene Tennis hit 22 home runs and 400 at-bats. So you're looking at a full season, 33 home runs. So this guy can tie up this ball game with one swing of the bat. Runners on first and second. The Yanks are up by 3. It's top of the ninth. There's nobody out. Billy Williams is on at first. Sal Bando is on at second. They're moving station to station, but Gene Tennis steps in the box. He's the type of clutch guy that you want to step up into the box in this situation. So Dick Tidrow looks in to Munson, and Munson's going to call timeout, and they're going to go talk to. He's going to go talk to Tidrow. I mean, and you know what he's telling him. He's saying, "Hey, listen, watch out for Gene Tennis because Gene Tennis, you know, he can strike. He can strike when the chips are on the line. He's done it in the World Series. I think he was a 72 MVP in the World Series, I believe it was. Was it 72 or 73? It may have been. It was one of those seasons. He was a World Series MVP where he was on fire. I mean, he was hitting them out. So Gene Tennis steps in the box, and Dick Tidrow looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch. That's a 5-4, and that's going to be a tired single. He's not tired yet. He can go 7. This is his 5th batter, so that's going to be a blank, and we're gonna go off Gene Tennis's card. 3-4, and against a righty, he's going to pull that, and that's going to be one hop off the wall. That's going to bring at least one run in for sure, and stopping at third is Billy Williams. It's going to be second and third now. Second and third. Holy smokes. And it's going to be Claudell Washington, a lefty, and it looks like Billy Martin's coming out, and he's going to call on the lefty. Let's find him. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Sparky Lyle. Sparky Lyle's coming in. So Dick Tidrow has struggled here in the top of the 9th inning. There's still nobody out. There's 2 men on. The tying run is at second base in Gene Tennis, and it looks like we're going to get a pinch runner. Pinch runner, it's going to be, who's it going to be? It's going to be Matt Alexander. Matt Alexander, probably the fastest guy in the league. He's got a 19 attempt. It's almost like an automatic jump. And then he's got a 15 stolen base. And the reason is he stole 20 bases, but I think he was caught. Now, he stole 20 bases in 30 at-bats in 61 games. So he was their pinch runner. So we're going to get a pinch runner for Gene Tennis. That's one thing we're going to do right here. So let's slow this down to make sure we get everything right, because this is the best part of the ball game right now. We're going to get a pinch runner, and I'm looking for that. There he is, PR. PR for runner at second base. And we're going to put him into the second slot. Okay, so the pinch runner's in. Oh, all right, let me undo that because I didn't put the right pinch runner in. It's a little bit tricky. You got to be careful. Pinch runner. Pinch runner is going to be Matt Alexander. He's getting in the second slot. For the runner at second. There you go. Now I got him. Everything's good now. All right, Claudell Washington's going to face Sparky Lyle. Sparky Lyle in our replay has a 3.14 ERA. Now, Sparky Lyle, I'll tell you, the first 20 innings of the season, he had a 0.00 ERA. I think in his last 8 innings pitched, he's allowed 10 runs. He's allowed 29 hits in 28 innings. Now, in reality, Sparky Lyle was 7-8 with a 2.26 ERA, 23 saves in 100 innings pitched. So Gene Tennis is out. And Gene Tennis is out. Matt Alexander is in as a pinch runner at second base. So a base hit could potentially score Matt Alexander. And let's see, he's got to be a 5. Come on. He's got to be a 5 as a pinch runner. Oh, he's a 4. He's a 4 base runner. Okay. But he could be a 5 with the added information, depending on the outfielder and all that. And the part of the field that it's hit. So, all right. Claudell Washington steps in the box. There's nobody out. It's 3-1. Runners on second and third. Sparky Lyle looks in for the sign, sets and deal. 4-3, and that's going to be a star. No, it's going to be a blank. A blank against a lefty. So this is off Claudell Washington's card. It's a 4-6, and that's going to be a line drive pull down the line. And that's going to be past Nettles. Going to get cut off by White. And are they going to try to score? Let's see. S5. S5 is a 6. Roy White is 0 out there. Yeah, he's not going to be able to score. So they're going to hold the Matt Alexander on that line drive past Nettles. It's a 3-2 ball game. Holy smokes. All right, first and third now. Claudell Washington's going to try to get a lead. Claudell Washington is a 9. And that's a 10. So he's not going to get the jump. So we got first and actually the Yankees are going to bring the infield in now. It's 3-2. Runners on first and third. This is trouble. There's nobody out. So this game is going to be tied at least right now. That's the way it's looking, unless we start getting strikeouts. Phil Garner, the batter, and I'm thinking, let's see. He hits lefties pretty good. He's got a 2-2 double against a lefty, a 4-4 split double against a lefty, and he's a righty. Let's see how. Sparky Lyle is a little bit better versus lefties, just a little bit better, but it's kind of balanced, lefties versus righties. Actually, left-handed batters have actually he's a little bit better against left-handed batters, and he's a righty. Something of loading the bases right here and bringing the infield in and having a potential infield to catcher to first base double play. Facing Larry Haney and then Bert Campaneris and then Don Baylor. So let's walk. We're going to load the bases. You know what? Why push the go-ahead run to second base? Why do that? Because right now we got first and third. The worst that can happen is that we give up that run. The game is tied. We don't want to make it easy on them to put the go-ahead run at second base, because then a single could potentially. Washington is speedy as heck. We're putting a very speedy guy, a 4 guy, at second base. I don't know that I want to do that, so we're just going to pitch to Garner. Let's see what happens. Here's the pitch from Sparky Lyle. 1-3. 1-3 is a potential strikeout. We need a low number. That's a 6. And he's a righty against a left-handed pitcher. That's an 8. It's a -3. It's a 5. Oh, my God. We just missed a strikeout. So that's Phil Garner. We're going off Phil Garner's card. The Yankee, everybody, all the infielders are on the grass right now. It's 6-1. They should actually give you an option to bring in the sixth the outfielder, make it a 6-man infield. So it's going to be a 6-1, and that's popped up. Oh, my goodness, this is exactly what you want. That's popped up to the left side, and Nettles under it makes the catch. And that's the first out of the inning. Holy smokes, that's big. That's huge. A pop-up is exactly what the doctor ordered for Sparky Lyle in this situation. Now it's Larry Haney. Larry Haney, throughout the series, I'm telling you, this guy's had 2 hits every game. And he's 1 for 3 here, 333. Now, Larry Haney is batting 227, but it seems like, well, he's got 5 hits. It seemed like he was getting a hit in every game. I don't know. It seemed all right. So I guess it was more the impression that he got any hits at all. But he has 5 hits. So runners on first and third. Yankees are still playing in on the grass. They got to stop Matt Alexander at third base, and this guy's like the Flash. I mean, he can fly. So, and he's scoring right now. It's automatic on 1 out. He's heading for home. So let's see what happens. So there's gonna be a play at the plate for sure. 3-3. Sparky Lyle 3-3. Now that's a strikeout. If we roll low enough, but a 15 left-handed pitcher is not going to do it. Oh, so we got to roll off Haney's card. And here's the pitch to Haney, a 4-6, and that's line base hit left field. Game is tied. Oh my goodness! And stopping at second base is Claudell Washington. The game is tied. First and second now. Larry Haney, who's given the Yankees fits in this series, gets his 6th hit of the series and ties the ball game at 3 apiece. Holy smokes. Not what you expected here. Not what you expected at all. All right. Let's get even the crowd is, you can hear a pin drop in Yankee Stadium. Let's get them going again. All right. So that's a single, RBI single by Larry Haney. Ties the ball game. Scores Matt Alexander from third base. Stopping at second is Claudell Washington. And now you got Bert Campaneris, runners on first and second. Here's the pitch from Lyle. That's a 5-5, and that's a potential home run. This is a guy that's not going to hit a home run. So potential home run. We roll a 5. That's a left-handed. He's a right-handed batter, 1-14. So it is a home run. He's got a chance of a 1 to hit a home run here. So I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know. And that's a 3. So that was close. All right, let's roll off of Campaneris' card, a 5-4. And that's a ground ball through the right side and into right field for a base hit past the outstretched glove of Willie Randolph. And that's going to score. They're going to try to score on this. They're going to try to score Claudell Washington, who's a 4. And that is a 2. And Alexander's going to score. Washington's going to score easily. And let's try to go to, no, we're going to hold Haney at second. So that's an RBI single, and it's 4-3 now. RBI single. Haney stops at second. Claudell Washington scores with the go-ahead run, 4-3 A's. And the A's here in the top of the 9th have come up with 4 runs, have taken the lead by a score of 4-3 with only 1 out, and it's Don Baylor. So Sparky Lyle. And we didn't check in Sparky Lyle either. We never checked in Sparky Lyle. So this is a drag when you got to go do this. So I think Sparky Lyle came in to face the left-hander Claudell Washington. And let's see if we can go back in there and just let's do. I'm going to try to pull a trick. All right, we got there, and we're going to bring in let's see. Let's bring in the relief pitcher, new pitcher. And we're going to bring in Lyle. So we brought in Lyle. We're going to recalculate pitching cells with the new pitchers. Let's look at the box score. All right. Yep, that's correct now. All right, perfect. So I was able to do that. So now it's going to be Don Baylor. Don Baylor's coming in. He's stepping in the box. Don Baylor, what has he done today? He's 2 for 3 with a walk. 2 for 3 with a walk. Don Baylor batted .247 with 15 home runs. And runners on what? Runners on first and second. 1 out. Here's the pitch from Lyle. 3-3. That's a potential strikeout of 17. It's not going to be again. These numbers are way high. We kind of had bad luck. A 4-1. That's popped up. Shortstop. Mason is there. And Mason makes the catch. That's 2 down. Joe Rudy. So now the crowd's into it. First and second, the Yanks are down by 1. Sparky Lyle facing Joe Rudy. This is Lyle's for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th, 6th batter this inning. He can go 7 batters. That's a 3-6. That's a blank. This is off Rudy. And a 3-6 off Rudy, and that's going to be a fly ball right field. And over is Gamble towards the line and reaches out, makes the catch. Great catch by Gamble, and that's going to retire the side. But the A's pick up 4 runs, and we're going to need a new catcher now for the A's. Need a new catcher for the A's here. And let's see who it's going to be. Oh, no, a first baseman, excuse me. A new first baseman for the A's. And let's see who can play first base for the A's. Somebody that I know has been around. Wall can't do that. Oh, God, I hate this part of it. Because I don't have the roster to know who's available. So far, I don't have one guy that can play first base. I know that Baylor could play first base. Ken McMullen. And I believe Ken McMullen's available. And at this point, I don't think he's going to make a big difference in this game. But I believe I saw him the first time we played the A's. Ken McMullen came in to pinch hit. He had 186 at-bats in almost 100 games. So that's almost guaranteed he's available to play first base. So McMullen's going to come in. He's going to play first base. All right, we're good. We're ready to roll. All right, so what kind of first baseman is McMullen? So we can memorize this. He's a 2, 0 errors. All right, so, and let's go to defense, fix the defense real quick. Put McMullen in at first base. Oh, there we go. It's Jim Mason leading it off. Stan Bonson is done. He's not in there right now. Stan Bonson. All right, so what we got going here? Let's set up. So we got a pinch hitter for the Yanks. And we're going to bring in Raleigh Fingers for the save. New pitcher, Raleigh Fingers, getting all the I's dotted and the T's crossed here. So Raleigh Fingers is going to be at the mound. He's taking his warm-up pitches. He saved the first game of the doubleheader. This is the second game of the doubleheader. This is going to be Raleigh Fingers. He's going to pitch to, let's see who the Yanks are going to call in there to pinch hit. And I think it's going to be Lou Piniella is going to come in. Lou Piniella is going to pinch hit. Now, what do I do with Lou Piniella? Ah, there he is. All right, Lou Piniella is going to pinch hit for Jim Mason. Four to 3 ball game right now. The A's came up with 4 runs in the top of the 9th inning against both Dick Tidrow and Sparky Lyle. And here in the bottom of the 9th, it's Raleigh Fingers looks in for the sign against Lou Piniella, the pinch hitter. See if the Yankees can tie this up. It's the pitch from Fingers. That's a 4-5. That's going to be a double question mark. So you look in this section. That's going to be a 6, and that's a ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. So the tying run is on at first in Lou Piniella, who's a 2. And Lou Piniella is not going to play, so we're going to actually bring in a pinch runner. It's going to be who do we got? Who do we got as a pinch runner? You know what? We're going to bring in Sandy Alomar. Sandy Alomar is a 3 base runner. So Alomar is going to pinch run. So pinch runner at first. Alomar, there he is. We're going to put him in the third spot, and then he's going to be our shortstop. All right. So Mickey Rivers. Mick the Quick is not really a bunter, believe it or not. Here's the pitch to Mickey Rivers, 2-5. 2-5 against the lefty's a blank. And that's a 4-1, and Mickey pulls one past the first baseman, McMullen, and that's going to go into right field, and I believe this is going to allow us to get to third base. So the tying run is going to make it to third base. Who's in right field? And that is Baylor out there. So, yes, absolutely. The tying run is on at third base. Sandy Alomar. Big base hit by Mick the Quick. Yanks got first and third, and it would be nice if Mick could get a lead, and that 12 is not going to do it. So Mick's going to hold on at first. A couple of throws over by Raleigh Fingers. He's going to keep him close at first. We do not root for the A's here, gentlemen. Bleacher Bums Gaming is in the house. I listen to everything Bleacher Bums Gaming does except for his boxing, which is amazing. And if you love boxing, go for it. But all his baseball is amazing. I follow all his replays and all that. I mean, that's what I got playing in my car every day as I drive from place to place. I'm playing all the baseball games that you guys are broadcasting. I love it, man. I can't listen to anything else. I can't listen to news. I can't listen to music. And the history is amazing. The stories about the guys, you know, just the history of the players and their stats and all that is, I love that. All the anecdotes and the player profiles. I love that stuff. That's great stuff. Bleacher Bums Gaming. Do not miss his stuff. All right, let's summarize what's going on here. There's nobody out. It's the bottom of the ninth. The A's are up by 4-3. They came up with 4 big runs in the top of the ninth off Tidrow and Lyle. And it's going to be Roy White, Thurman Munson, and Chris Chambliss. So if you want anybody to be up with the tying run at third base in Sandy Alomar, this is the group of guys that you want coming up. I mean, Thurman Munson was the 1976 MVP. So now the A's are going to bring the infield in. You got everybody on the grass. And it's Raleigh Fingers on the mound. He looks in for the sign. He sets and he deals to White. And that's a 2-5 against a righty, but Roy White is a switch hitter, so he's batting lefty, so that's a blank. That's off Roy White's card. And a 2-2, and that's a fly ball left field. This could get the run in. A sacrifice is a 2. So we're going to hold on to that 2-2, and we're going to roll the green die for a sacrifice fly. Otherwise, we're going to try to score him anyway. Sandy Alomar is a 3. Left fielder's Rudy. He's a -1. So we want a 2 or less right here. We don't want to challenge Rudy's arm, and we're going to maybe have to challenge Rudy's arm. This is a big decision. And Rudy's already thrown somebody out at the plate. So Rudy's already thrown. Actually, Rudy threw out Rivers, who was standing at third base in the 7th inning on a Chris Chambliss fly ball to left. And you know what? Billy Martin and Mickey Rivers are going to respect Joe Rudy's arm. They're not going to challenge Joe Rudy's arm this time. And Roy White flies out. Shallow left field. Under it is Rudy. And the throw is cut off. So Sandy Alomar at third base, Mickey Rivers is at first base. Sandy Alomar holds up. So there's 1 out now, and it's Thurman Munson. Now, Thurman Munson's batting .351. He's got 36 RBIs in 185 at-bats. He's got 11 doubles, 0 triples, 6 home runs, 7 strikeouts in almost 200 at-bats. 7 strikeouts in 200 at-bats. First and third. We're not walking Munson because we're not putting this would be the time. We're not putting the go-ahead run at second base. So we're going to pitch to Munson. It's Raleigh Fingers who can pitch to 8 batters. This is his 4th batter. Munson, the walrus, the captain, steps into the plate. Four to 3 A's. Bottom of the 9th. Tying run, and Sandy Alomar, the pinch runner at third base. Mickey Rivers on at first. Infield is in for the A's. Bando in at third. Campaneris in at short. Gardner at second. And Ken McMullen at first base. All in on the grass. There's going to be a play at the plate on a grounder because this is an automatic with 1 out. Here's the pitch to Munson. Raleigh fingers. 6-1. That's a potential strikeout. We roll a 6 against a righty. It's a 4 -3 at Yankee Stadium. We're rolling off Thurman Munson's card. Here's a pitch. A 2-2. Hard hit grounder at third base. There's going to be a play at home plate. And we're going to have to, it's a -2. So he's a 3 -2. That's on a 1. Otherwise, he's going to be out. Let's take a look at this. So it's third base. Try for the runner at home or the automatic out at first. We're going for the runner at home. 1d6 higher than the ABR, then out. Otherwise, he is safe. So we need a 1 on this. We need a 1 on this next roll for Alomar to score. Safe! Oh, the throw home. Oh my God! He snuck in under the tag somehow, some way. I don't know how he did it, but Sandy Alomar, the veteran, ties the ball game with an unbelievable slide. Holy smokes. And that's good. Everybody's safe. It's a fielder's choice. So Thurman Munson gets an RBI on the fielder's choice. And this game is tied at 4 apiece. Now that stunned me. I was stunned on that. So the game is tied at 4. This was an automatic out. A hard hit ground ball right at the third baseman, Sal Bando, who threw high. He threw high. And Larry Haney had to step away from the plate, grab the ball, come back to the plate, make the tag. And what a slide by Sandy Alomar, the pinch runner, to get in there and tie the ball game at 4 apiece. So we're doing a runner safe, no putouts. He scores, Rivers to second, and there's runners on first and second, 1 out, 4-4, and it's Chris Chambliss. Oh my goodness. Chris Chambliss steps in the box now. He's 0 for 3 today with a walk. Batting .247. He's got 11 doubles, 4 triples, 3 home runs, 30 RBIs in almost 200 at-bats. So Chris Chambliss, always a danger. He had the big home run in the 76 playoffs against the Kansas City Royals, against Mark Littell, that sent the Yankees into the World Series. Here's the pitch. Raleigh fingers, Chris Chambliss. Runners on first and second. That's a 6-1. That's a potential strikeout, but a 13 won't be a strikeout. So we're rolling off Chris Chambliss' card. And a 4-5, and against the lefty, that's a single. Otherwise, it's ground ball, third base. Both runners are going to advance. 2 outs. McMullen takes it himself. Carlos May. Who's up next? Greg Nettles. Carlos May is batting .174. But, I mean, he batted .259 that season. So it's Carlos May against Raleigh fingers, 2 out. Runners on second and third. So the Yanks have the winning run 90 feet away. So a base hit here will end the ball game. Crowd is into it right now. Carlos May, left-handed batter. He's a DH. Carlos May today is 0 for 4. Oakland has 4 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. Yankees have 4 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. Wally Fingers looks in for the sign. 2-3, and that's going to be a potential walk. A 15 won't be a walk. And we're rolling off Carlos May. Oh, we're rolling off Carlos May. 5-6. Line drive, center field, racing in is Claudell Washington. Oh, he makes the catch. Shoestring catch, Claudell Washington. Oh, my goodness. And we go into the extra innings, free baseball time. Free baseball time. Line drive, center field, and right there was Claudell Washington. Man, he got the jump on that ball right off the bat. Read it perfectly right off the bat. Carlos May stroked that one. Frozen rope, center field. But no, Claudell Washington was right there. And we have a pinch hitter. We have a pinch runner. We got everything going on here. Let's see what we got. Changes we got to make. We go to the top of the 10th. It's all tied at 4. What a game. Greg Nettles. Well, let's see what we're back down to the Yankees roster. We're turning. Okay, well, I know what I got to do. We got to go to defense real quick. We got to put Alomar shortstop. Our new shortstop is going to be Sandy Alomar. And it's going to be Sal Bando, Billy Williams, and the new first baseman, Kenny McMullen. And let's see, we have to watch out with pitchers because these weren't teams that had a lot of relief pitchers. So you got to be very, very careful. You can't get you can't have be Captain Hook, because if you're Captain Hook, you're going to get cooked. So let's see. Lyle had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He pitched to 6 batters. He can go 7. So he's going to have to pitch a couple of fatigue guys here. Or as a fatigue pitcher, he's going to have to face a couple of batters here. It's going to be Sal Bando. Let's see. So Joe Rudy. Where's Sal Bando? Let's fix it all. All right, Sal Bando. Gene Tennis is out. Ken McMullen. So it's Bando, Williams, and McMullen. Oh. All right. Top of the 10th inning, Sal Bando. Bando's 0 for 3 with a walk and scored a run. Here's a pitch from Lyle. That's a 1-4, and that's going to be ballpark. Ballpark is 6-2, and that's a star line 3. That's a high fly, center field. Mickey Rivers settles under it. 1 down. Billy Williams. Now, Sparky, that was his 7th batter, I believe. So I believe he's fatigued now. That means that whenever you see the parentheses, he's going to give up whatever that is, whether it's a hit or a walk. It's a 6-1 off Sparky Lyle. That's a walk plus. And a walk versus a lefty. That's going to be ball 4. So Sal Bando walks. Oh, wait. I don't think it was Sal Bando's up. Hold on a second here. Sal Bando was up. He made that first out, right? He made that first out. Okay. Now it's Billy Williams, 6-1. It's still 10. It's a plus, so that's going to be a 20. We roll a 2, so that's a walk. Ball 4 to Billy Williams. Free baseball time. Salvador's still hanging out. All right, Billy Williams on at first. Now, Billy Williams is not a speedster. He's a 2 base runner, but he's what we got. We're not going to make a lot of changes simply because that's a dangerous thing to do. So Ken McMullen, you know what? I may need a double. It's called what is it called? A double new batter marker, I believe. And now we're going to click this, and we're going to go back. Yep, we fixed it. All right, a double new batter. The reason I have a double new batter marker when you do ball score is because you had 2 guys come in the same inning. Like I had a pinch runner, and then I had a first baseman who took over for the first baseman who Matt Alexander pinch ran for. In other words, when you bring in two guys at one position in the same inning, and it's considered the same inning. I don't know why it's like that. It just is, from what I'm seeing. You got to do a double batter marker, and sometimes the game doesn't do it for you. So Billy Williams is on at first. There's one out, and now it's Ken McMullen. Ken McMullen was a 220 hitter with 5 home runs in about 200 at bats. So proportionally, you're looking at a 15 home run hitter for the season, batting 220. He would have had 69 RBIs. Not all that bad for 1976, actually. So Ken McMullen, he's a right-handed batter against Sparky Lau, who is now fatigued, unfortunately. That's a 6-1. That's a walk plus, and this is not good. A walk plus against a lefty, that's a 21. We're rolling 8. That's ball 4. Holy smokes. So that's back-to-back walks by Sparky Lau. And it's going to be now it's going to be Claudell Washington. Let me take a peek over here at the bullpen. Guys, I know I have. Guys, I know I have. I'm going to have to take a quick look here at the box scores. Dave Pagan actually won a complete game in this game. Holy smokes. Dave Pagan, who's there? The California Angels are next. They come into town. And I hate this because now it's like 5 complete games in a row. I'm going game by game, and I get 5 complete games in a row. So it takes me forever. Let's see the first game of the doubleheader. Yankees, Sparky Lau came in first. This is the second game of a doubleheader. Yanks lost the first game 4-1. Tippy Martinez is available. Tippy Martinez can go 7. All right, let's see what happens here. We're going to let Sparky Lau go one more just because I can't. It's tough to this is our third pitcher. That's a lot for 1976, believe it or not. You can go 20 games, and they use no more than 2 relief pitchers. And I know that both Bleacher Bums can attest to that, and Sports Time Machine can attest to that. Claudell Washington. He's a left-handed hitter. He's got 2 hits. He's 2 for 3, 2 singles and a walk. Scored a run against Sparky Lau. That's a 3-6. 3-6 is a blank. All right. This may be what the doctor ordered. We don't know. 1-6, and that's a high fly center field. Mickey Rivers to his left, settles under it, squeezes it. 2 down. Phil Garner. Phil Garner, runners on first and second, 2 outs. 4-4, 10th inning. Pitch from Lyle. 2-5. Range play, ballpark. Holy smokes. I don't know if that's – so range play, I grabbed my green die to remind myself because sometimes it gets confusing. 3-6. So 3-6 is a ground ball first base. Chambliss is going to race Garner to the bag, and he gets there, and that retires the side. Chris Chambliss, nice play. Sparky Lau was late covering, but Chris Chambliss took it himself. Bottom of the 10th inning. It's big. Craig Nettles leading off. It's Greg Nettles, Oscar Gamble, and Willie Randolph against Raleigh Fingers. Raleigh Fingers pitched to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and he can go 8. He still got a couple. All right, that's a 3-2. That's an error on a potential grounder. Error on a grounder, 3-4. That's a fly ball to left. That's Joe Rudy out there, 1 away. Oscar Gamble next. 2-2, that's a potential strikeout. A 14 against a righty is not going to be a strikeout, so we're rolling off Gamble. That's a 3-4. That's popped up right side. Chambliss is there, 2 away. And now it's Willie Randolph. That's a 6-1, a potential strikeout, a 9. And that's off Randolph. So 1-5, and that's ground ball. Shortstop Campaneris better hurry. Throw to first. In the dirt. Out. Great scoop by Ken McMullen, the backup first baseman. 6-3. And we are in the 11th inning, top of the 11th inning. Larry Haney leading it off. Haney's 2 for 4. He's given the Yankees fits in this series. He's got 6 hits in this series, batting .261. I mean, but this guy's a .226 hitter. You expect him to be like, have nothing going on. All right, so it's going to be Tippy Martinez. That's going to have to be it for Tidrow. I mean, for Lyle. Lyle's out. New pitcher. Tippy Martinez. So Martinez, I'm hoping to get 3 innings out of him. All right, Larry Haney. Here's the pitch. 3-3, that's the ballpark. Again, Larry Haney. 1-3, that's a star line 2, which is a ground ball to Nettles. Backhands it, long throw to first, in time. Greg Nettles. Great play. For Campaneris. 6-3. That's a potential strikeout, but we got a something going on there. We got a 10. It rolls onto the 10 side, but against a lefty. No, it's not. We need a 9. We're rolling off Campaneris, and that is 14 off a lefty. And nice play by Roy White in left field, line to left field, and Roy White's right there. Makes the catch. 2 outs. Don Baylor, 3-1. It's a potential strikeout at 12. Not even Baylor strikes out back in 76. Holy smokes. Hard to get a strikeout in this game with these 76 players. These guys prided themselves on making contact. I mean, they weren't about let's turn this down just a little bit. I mean, there's a lot of serenity in baseball. I don't want to lose that. It's exciting, but at the same time, you got to balance it off with some serenity. There's lulls in baseball. That's the beauty of it, All right, so we're looking at a 2-5 here. No, we're rolling off of a 2-5 as a potential strikeout. But then we're rolling off Baylor. I don't know if I rolled it yet. I'm not sure. I got distracted. All right, so let's roll. It's Baylor because I was like, okay, not even Baylor strikes out. And 6-4. 6-4 is a ground. It's a star line. Star line out for ground ball shortstop, and that's Alomar. Throws him out by half a step. Boy, that Baylor can fly down the line. It had 52 stolen bases. And who's coming up? It's going to be Sandy Alomar. Sandy Alomar is batting against Raleigh Fingers. You know what? Let's see how long Raleigh. Let's look at the box score really quick and quickly here. And Raleigh Fingers has gone 2 innings. All right, we're gonna let him go 3 innings. What the heck? But he is fatigued. Raleigh Fingers, snake eyes. Snake eyes on Raleigh Fingers is a potential error on the throw. Only on the throw. So I got to keep on reminding myself of that. 5-5 and start line 3, which is a throw from third base. And, we had that already. The error is on blue, so let's see what Bando is. That's an 11. A Bando. That's a nice throw by Bando. High, but McMullen stretches 1 away. Bottom of the 11th, 4-4. Mickey Rivers. 5-4, and that's a potential. That's a ballpark. That's not bad. A ballpark, pretty decent for the hitter, potentially. I don't know. Every ballpark's different. This ballpark was 260, 258. So a 5-4. We're going to roll off the ballpark, see what happens. A 5-1, and that's going to be a fly ball left field. Rudy's there. 2 down. Roy White, 2 outs. Again, a 5-4. That's going to be ballpark. We're looking at it over there. We roll a 5-5 this time, and that's going to be a ground ball shortstop. Campaneris throws on the run and gets White. Go to the top of the 12th. Tippy Martinez versus Joe Rudy. Got to find Rudy in here somewhere now. There he is. All right, Joe Rudy leading it off. Joe Rudy's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, over 5. Let's make this 0 for 6, 5-1. 5-1 is a star line. He's 0 for 6. And that's a 3. That's a ground ball to Chambliss. Flips to Martinez covering. 1 away. Sal Bando. And that's a 4-5. That's a walk plus. Walk plus. And that's going to be ball 4. So Bando walks again. The Bando has 1. Wow, walks again. Let's see. 1, 2. He's got 2 walks. He's 0 for 4 with 2 walks. Billy Williams. You know what? Let's use that 5 for Bando. And let's re-roll. He is Tippy Martinez is 0, and this is a 3. So let's re-roll for Tippy Martinez now. 6-5. 6-5 is a potential strikeout. The potential strikeout against a lefty is an 11. We roll a 10, but it's -3. So I'm going to roll off Williams' card a 3-6, and that's a ground ball through the right side for a base hit. And hustling around second and going to third is going to be, I believe, Bando. It's, yep, Bando makes it to third base. First and third. Yankees going to bring the infield in again with 1 out here in the top of the 12th inning. And that was Williams' second hit of the game. He's actually 2 for 5, and he's like a 211 batter. Ken McMullen is up. Ken McMullen walked in the 10th. He replaced Gene Tennis when they pinch ran for Tennis in that 9th inning, that 4-run 9th inning for the A's. So Ken McMullen with runs on first and third. Infield in. Nettles on the grass. Alomar on the grass. Randolph and Chambliss all playing in. Here's the pitch. 2-4, and that's going to be a tired single, but he is not tired. Thank goodness. He can go, he can go 7. He's gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is his 7th batter. Holy smokes. Okay, it's off McMullen. 4-3. That's going to be a fly ball right field. Fly ball right field, and in right field, let's see who's out there. High fly right field, Oscar Gamble. Not much of an arm. He's actually a +1, which is not a good thing. Sal Bando, not bad speed for that sort of player. Sal Bando's a 3, so that makes him a 4. But first, we're going to do the sacrifice fly, which is a 1. Let's do that first. And that's a 6. So we're going to have to roll. Are we going to, you know what? We're going to challenge that arm. We're going to challenge that arm with a throw chart. A throw chart, play at the plate, fly ball right field, and Bando's going to tag up, and we're going to have a throw home. See what happens. And a 3 is less or equal to the runner advances. So the A's take a 5-4 lead. So Yankee Stadium is like a tomb right now. On that sacrifice fly, the A's take a 5-4 lead. And it's Claudel Washington. So now we got a fatigue pitcher, Tippy Martinez. And that's a 6-4, which is wild. We rolled a 3. That's a wild pitch. Over to second goes Billy Williams on the wild pitch. Matt Alexander shouldn't be batting. He's out. Gene Tennis is out. And it's Claudel Washington. So we're going to roll off Claudel Washington's card here with 2 outs. Runner on second base. 5-4. Top of the 12th. 6-6. And a 6-6 is a question mark 7. That's a 6 against a lefty. And that ball is going to drop in. A little flare that drops in front of White. Are we going to try to score Williams? That's the question. Let's look at Williams' speed. Williams is a 2. There's 2 outs. That makes him a 3. White's arm is a -1. He's back to 2. And this is a single to left field. It's a single to left field, right? It's not a double to left field. It's a single to left field. So it's S7. Oh, second to home is a +1. So that's back up to a 3, I believe, right? It was a Billy Williams. Billy Williams is a 2, and it was a 3, and that's another one 4. I think it's going to be a 3 because White is a -1, so it is a 3. So we're going to roll on the throw chart. with 2 outs. We're going to try to score Williams. He's being waved home. There's going to be a play at the plate. And that's going to be a 5-4. And he is going to be, oh my goodness, 5-4. If roll is less, otherwise they hold. So he's going to hold up. So if roll is less than or equal to the batter, otherwise he holds up. They're going to hold up Williams at third. Is going to be. It was a throw that was right on the money. And when the third base coach saw that, he told Williams, hold on, hold your horses. So it's first and third now. And it's Phil Garner. Phil Garner, Tippy Martinez was fatigued. Here's the pitch, 5-1. 5-1 is Starline. Oh, that's what we needed. Starline 6. Starline 6 is a fly ball, right field, shallow right. In comes Gamble. He's there, makes the catch, and that retires to the side. But the A's pick up the go-ahead run. They lead it 5-4. Can the Yanks? Do the Yanks have another miracle? Let's see what happens. Thurman Munson's leading it off. Thurman Munson's leading it off. We're going to have to go. Raleigh Fingers has gone 3 already. We're going to have to pull Raleigh Fingers. We don't want to use and abuse. We don't want to use and abuse Fingers. So we're going to take a quick. Oh, you know who we're bringing? Stan Bonson. Oh no, not Stan Bonson. Wait a second. Who was it that pitched? Dick Bosman. Dick Bosman pitched in the first game. So let's get Dick Bosman. He's hopefully he's terrible, but I don't know if anybody. The pitchers weren't really terrible back then. Yeah, he's a 4.10 ERA, which today that's like your ace is 4.10 ERA. So Bosman's coming in. Dick Bosman's coming in, new pitcher. All right, facing Munson. Let's go. Thurman Munson, the captain. See what he can do. Let's get started here. Yankees are down 5-4 in the bottom of the 12th. We need 2 runs. See if we can hit a 2-run homer and end this. So 4-1 is a potential error. Potential error. And that's a 5-1. That's line to 4. Line to 4, so that's an out. There's no error on that. We already went through this yesterday. It's a Z. 1 away. So Thurman Munson hits a frozen rope, but right at the second baseman, scrap iron, who's right there, Chris Chambers. And it's a 1-4. That's blank, so we're looking off Chambers' card. Let's see what we can go here. 4-1. That's a ground ball, first base, and that's McMullen. Makes the play. 2 out. Yanks are 1 down to the last out. Carlos May. 5-4 A's. Looks like they're going to sweep. Looks like the A's are going to sweep this doubleheader. And that's a 3-5, and that's going to be a strikeout. A strikeout 14 against a righty. It's not going to be. So we're looking off Carlos May. Carlos May 3-3, and that's line base hit left field through shortstop. So Carlos May keeps the Yankees' hope alive, and he's a 3-runner, so he's going to be in there. Now all we need is a 2-run homer from Craig Nettles. That's a 6-2, and against a lefty, that's Starline. That's a Starline something or other. That's not good. That's a fly ball, shallow left. In comes Rudy, makes the catch. Ball game over. Yankees drop the game. They fall to 29-18. In reality, the Yankees at this point, let me see what the Yankees were at this point. The Yankees were 27-19. They were 28-19. Well, what did I just say we were? 29-17. That can't be. Wait a second. 28-19. Let's see what happens. Hold on a second. So I lost the game somewhere. We were right on the money up to okay, wait a second. Yeah, they're going to be. This is the second game of the doubleheader. Let's see. Hold on a second, because there's a doubleheader here, so we got to watch out. This is the second game of the doubleheader. Okay, this is good. All right, so they're going to be. The Yankees are going to be. They were 28-19 and 29-18. Okay, that's it. They're right on. Actually, the Yankees here in the replay are 1 game better than they were in actuality. Let me run down the scores. Let me go over the highlights. So the winner of this game is going to be Raleigh Fingers, a save is going to go to Bosman, Dick Bosman. Loser is going to go to Martinez, I believe, right? Is that what happened? I believe Martinez was brought into top of the 13th. Yeah, Martinez was the loser in this game. Tippy Martinez. So let's do that. So the winner was Fingers. The save goes to Bosman. The loser was Martinez. This is the second game on Sunday, June 6th at Yankee Stadium. Oh, wait. File name already exists. Ah, yes. Would you like to overwrite this file? No. Oh, huh. So how do I fix that? How do I do that? Maybe changing the file name? Do the Yankees have a game on the 7th? Because I could make this game the 7th. Let me see. Ah, no, they don't have a game on the 7th. So I'm just going to change the file name to make it the 7th. I'm going to make it. Oh, no, you know what I'll do? Let me see. Can I put a parentheses in the file name? I don't know if that I can. Because then I could do 2 parentheses. It doesn't let me change the file name. Why isn't it not letting me change the file name? Let's see. Hold on. Parentheses? No. No, it's not letting me manipulate the file name. I don't want to override this. Oh, wait. This is the second game of a doubleheader. There we go. Oh, good. Aha, I fixed it. All right, let's see. There we go. Let's look at the box score real quick, and let me run down all the key plays and so forth. Let's see. Box score. All right. So it was Yanks the Oakland A's 5 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. The Yankees 4 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. For the A's, Claudell Washington had 3 hits and RBI. For the Yankees, Mickey Rivers had 3 hits. He raised his average to 320. He was in a funk for a while. He was batting around 260. He's one of the top hitters in the American League in 1976. Mickey Rivers picked up for practically nothing from the I think it was the Texas Rangers. Munson had 2 hits, batting 348. Gamble had a 2-run home run. Pagan went 7.2 with only pitched a 3-hitter. And it was basically Yankees bullpen that really let them down. Dick Tidrow allowed 3 runs in 1/3 of an inning. Sparky Lyle, 1 run in basically 2 innings, and then Martinez a run in 2 innings, and he took the loss. And that's about it. So the Yanks are now 29-18. At this point in the season, the Yankees were 28-19, right? So the Yanks, what did I just say they were? Yeah, they're 29-18, so they're basically 1 game better than they were in actuality. That's pretty amazing to me. Now, I just wish that when I started this replay, right? I wish that when I started this replay, great game, wrong outcome, still ahead of the pace of this. Yeah, by 1 game. That's amazing, though, right? I mean, I wish I had. You see, if I hadn't started this season already, and I weren't almost 40 games into the season, I would use replay baseball to play all my other teams, and I would have a pennant race going. I could either chase somebody or have somebody chasing me. I could have all my league leaders, and it's much more fun when you can look at the other team's guys and kind of gauge how they're doing in comparison to your own guys. Like, I can't do that right now. Like, when the other team bats, it's only the batting that they've had in games that have played the Yankees because of the system that I'm using. It's not a simulation software. So, but replay baseball, and I know replay baseball does it. I know Strat does it. They have, and I know who else does it. I know replay has a good system. It's real easy to follow. You can input the games, and the system plays everything else. And you can try it for free for 5 days. You try replay baseball, not for 5 days, I'm sorry, for like 20% of the 2014 season. So you can keep it up there for forever. Once you get to 20% of the season, it shuts you down. But you can really see how good it is. So replay baseball, I highly recommend that. And if guys aren't, hey, ID Jester's in the house. If guys aren't trying that, and I hope that not the guys that were here earlier, but most of the guys are gone. The game is over. But the other guys, if what is that? What is that thing? It's weird. Oh, why do I have that like that? That was annoying. I hope that wasn't like that the whole game. Anyway, what was I saying? Try replay baseball. Go to the site. I think you need Windows. I don't think you can do it on Mac. You download it for free. You test it. I had it for 2 or 3 months. I was playing games until I said, hey, this is really cool. And I'm going to keep it in mind for when I have a project. And now, from this point on, all my replays will be done by simulating all the other teams. And I feel bad because I got like 4 other replays going that I would do anything to have the whole league stats. But what can I do now? I'm already like 40 games into most of my replays. If it were like a replay where I had 4, 5, 6, 10 games, I would be like, no, forget it. I'm starting it from scratch. Okay? So I'm doing my 69 replay that way, and I want to show you the bells and whistles on replay baseball. I just played a 4-game. I played 2 4-game series, I believe. One again, a back-to-back with Inside Pitch. Inside Pitch, I'll tell you guys, is a blast. If you are not giving it a chance and don't get, discouraged when you start playing Inside Pitch. Do not get discouraged. Okay, it's real simple. The base running is a little bit clunky until you kind of get the rhythm, and then it starts making sense. But you still got to go and you still got to check things. But you start getting a sense that, hey, on a hit to right field, your guy's probably going to go from first to third unless he's really, really slow, like he's a 1. So you just got to be aware of who's running. Like if it's a really slow guy, there's a chance he's not going to make it, right? But if it's a real fast guy, you're probably going to make it. There's probably no doubt that he's going to make it, okay? Like on a hit up the middle, a hit to second base, or hit to first base, you're probably going to make it to third base. It's like common sense, right? And then with the outfield is the same thing. You just got to know the guys that really stand out, like guys that are really good arms in the outfield, and you got to be more respectful and more aware. So that's the only aspect that takes a little bit. And then there's a section that has to be, the instructions have to be simplified. Whenever there's a hit to an outfield and you use the throw chart, you got to throw 2 die. You got to go throw 2 dice. And if it's a 2, 3, or a 4, you check the guy's base running, right? You check the guy's base running. But if it's a 6 or a 1, then you go to a second chart and you use the second number. All right. So it's a lot of little details when you're learning everything. You're learning about the pitcher card. Think about all the things that you're learning, right? You're learning about the batter card. You're learning, the pitcher card. You're learning about the batter card. You're learning about, listen to Bleacher Bums when he talks about Inside Pitch. I mean, he's spot on with what he's saying. It's just the excitement of the how the range plays work, where you can almost visualize the guy like diving for the ball or running in and making that shoestring catch. And basically, Benny Blades, who's not here today, or maybe he was, I just didn't see him comment, or maybe I missed it. Because sometimes I'm not looking at the comments, guys, because otherwise I'll never get through the game. If I babble, and if I start looking at your comments and I'll start conversations, and I'll never get through the game. Okay, so I'll be here like all day. So I can't watch all the comments, but thank you guys for stopping by. But Benny Blades, when he heard me in other games, and he said, you got to try this game. You would love it because it's like that thing, deep drive, and is it gone or is it caught at the warning track? And he said, this game is like that, and you're going to love it. And he was right. He hit it right on the nose. Like he heard that, and it was like instinctual for him. He said, this guy's going to love Inside Pitch because he's like a big Inside Pitch guy. Benny Blades is. And I think Rick was here earlier. He's another huge – these guys are like my senseis. Rick, and there's a lot of great guys on here today. So that was great to see everybody and hear everybody. I'm sorry this took 2 hours. I don't know how it took 2 hours. So, I know a lot of guys like to keep their games to an hour or less. I would love to do that. I can't play a game in an hour or less. I don't know why. Maybe it's my big mouth, right? But this is CP Cards and Dice saying, listen, guys, hey, this is what I do. This is what you guys do. We love this. This is our hobby. Keeps us out of trouble. Keeps us sane in this insane world. Remember that this is your home for tutorials, strategy, player profiles, history, reviews, news, tops, baseball cards. I'm getting the 1970 season. It cost me an arm and a leg. I sold my firstborn. Okay, and we're going to take a look at that, and in my 1969 replay. So that's beautiful. I am going to play Pop. I may be back tonight with some Pop and pay off pitch, which is another great system. But I promised myself that I'm going to play, a game every day of inside pitch. I want to get really good at it, and I can't get enough of it. Like one day that I'm without it, I'm like, I got to go back. I got to play another game. So the next series is against California in inside pitch. It's the Angels at New York at Yankees. It's going to be Gary Ross for the Angels against Doc Ellis. Doc Ellis, a huge pickup by the Yanks from the Pittsburgh Pirates. So this is CP Cards and Dice saying thanks for stopping by. Thanks for all the excitement. Keep rolling, enjoying yourself, and we'll talk. So long.